So yeah, it seems like you have a lot of broad knowledge about, the crypto markets and just the different aspects. And, like the title of this is The Life of a Crypto VC Intern. So I do also want to kind of talk about, how did you get to this point where you know so much about the crypto market and like what was like in more detail like your role as a crypto VC intern and like how did you excel in that role? But maybe we could just start with like, how do you kind of get your grasp of the crypto market when you're out on your own?
Yeah, it probably helps for me to kind of walk through what my experience was like, and then maybe explain um, a few pieces that I think are probably you can generalize out to other people. Um, but yeah, like mine in general, right? It started with I came from like a curious place. I really like crypto stuff in general, but like I only know the articles that I read on my own, right? Like I was just kind of self-taught. Um, I think intern, like I almost picture it if you're a visual person as like if you can draft behind something that's much faster, you're gonna learn much faster, right? So like going out on your own, it can be effective, but I think once I started interning at CMS, you can almost picture as like I got behind CMS and started drafting there, and I learned much faster, like how the industry actually worked, like what the big players are actually doing behind the scenes, like what trading, what venture investing really all looks like, and out of front row seat, right? And I don't think that you can get that from just like scrolling crypto Twitter on your own. I think you probably do have to be at some type of organization there. Um, but yeah, from like a knowledge perspective, that was by far the most like I feel like I went from learning at a rate of like 2 to learning at a rate of like 25 once I started working at CMS. Just being around other smart people that are all talking about the same thing all day, seeing what their decision making process looks like. Um, and then yeah, I interned at CMS for 3 months, and then at the end of my internship, I formally joined full time. So I've been full time at CMS since February of 2021. Um, and in that time, like uh, Bobby, one of the partners there, was when I first joined full time. He's like, "Well, do you want to work on the venture side or the hedge fund side?" They're kind of like two main business models at CMS. Um, and like I really like the venture side. I kind of have always had a thing for like learning about startups and understanding that side. So when intern on the venture side, um, and just saw like so many pitch calls every single day, 5 days a week. And at that point, like I would say if you're thinking about wanting to do venture, right, like you have some gut feels and gut intuitions around like what decisions make sense, like why you would want to venture invest in something. Um, and I would say like in general, like they're probably right, right? Like is a proven team with a great track record in the past that is going to build something that we know that there's product market fit for. Like, is that a good investment? It's like, well, yes, right. A lot of it is kind of common sense like that. Um, I would say the advantage that you get from just seeing so many pitches over and over is just like mental reps, right? Like you can know how to like say shoot a basketball or something, but like if you go out and practice, that's what's really going to make you better at it. So I think just seeing these things over and over, kind of learning the patterns, learning from the smarter people above me that were running it, um, that was like by far the best learning experience. And then since then, right, there's like over 3 years if you're running a hedge fund and a venture fund, a lot of the strategies change, move around and stuff. So yeah, now at this point, like I think myself and maybe one or two others kind of take full responsibility over the venture portfolio. So yeah, I think it's a time in a reps thing. It's like if you really care about getting better at what you're doing, then that's going to make the biggest difference. But learning from people that you talk to on a day to day basis instead of like scrolling crypto Twitter, I would say like that's definitely important for anyone that wants to get better at the venture side.
I agree. I think the community aspect is definitely really good.